Right then lads, welcome everybody back to another video, another objectives guide. Today we're going to be checking out the team of the season, Lautaro Martinez objectives, and these objectives look absolutely phenomenal. This card would be, in my opinion, at least 100,000 coins on the market, and the fact that I've made him a free to play objective is absolutely phenomenal. Now as well, this is under the milestone section. I know usually they're under objectives, they are under milestones, so if you can't find him, he is right there. Let's get into the objectives guide. Now, if you are new to objective guides, essentially all new player or pack objectives, we go over all new objectives. I give you guys my tips and tricks with some in-game examples as well. And in the most anticipated part, we build a squad builder that you can use. You can copy and use it. It'll be a meta squad builder, coming in at roughly around maybe 30,000 coins. Without further ado, let's get into the Martinez objectives. First of all, you've got assist 12 goals in the live FUT Friendly Serie A Select, which we'll go have a look at the Serie A Select game mode in a second. But the assist 12 goals is not in a separate match, so you could get them done. You could get as much assists done in one match as you can. Obviously, with this one, there's no necessary tip needed for this because it's self-explanatory. Doesn't matter the form of the assist it comes through, whether it's a cross, a normal pass, a through ball, it genuinely does not matter. This is a very self-explanatory one. Score 5 goals using midfielders in the live FUT Friendly. Once again, relatively self-explanatory, but midfielders is centre mid, CDM, cam, right mid, or left mid. Now, I know some people do wonder if you can play a centre mid at striker, right? Or a striker at centre mid. Now, basically, the actual position on the card has to be a centre mid. For example, Lautaro Martinez, on his card it says ST, but you could position change Martinez down striker to centre forward, and then you can make him a centre forward to cam, and you can make him a cam, start him as a cam on full chem, then move him up in game, so he will be counting as a midfielder. That will indeed work. It's not how they play in game, it's about how they start the game. So you can position modify your attackers down, and you can, play them in the midfield, so that can help with that one. Win 4 matches in the live FUT Friendly, you also get a team of the season swap token from that, and score a goal during 10 separate matches. Now, this is a relatively easy set of objectives. There is going to be no in-game examples needed. We've got some in-game examples of like crosses, through balls, assists, finesse goals, but obviously none is required for this game mode, or objective I should say, so it's a relatively easy objective. Now, we're going to go ahead and have a look at the Serie A Select objectives, and then get into the squad builder that you guys can use. Now, let's have a look at the requirements for this. If you need a certain amount of clubs, Serie A players, etc. Let's have a look. Serie A Select, you need exactly 18 Serie A players, exactly 11 clubs, and at least 3 countries. So let's get into the squad builder, a cheap meta squad builder that you can use. Obviously going by these requirements as well. You need exactly 11 clubs. Now it doesn't clarify if some of these clubs can be on the bench as well, so we'll just have to have a look and we'll have to test that out. Let's get into it, boys. Right boys, so this is a team we have come up and built, roughly coming in at around 25,000 coins. Obviously the prices may change. Now the different clubs, just a bit of a warning, EA are very terrible when it comes to this, but they do not clarify if the different clubs have to be in the starting 11 or in the bench. It turns out it has to be in the starting 11, and just so you guys know that this squad builder does work before we go further, I'm in the Serie A Select game mode right now, and it is letting me search, and is actually letting me find an opponent already. So that's just proof that obviously this formation, or this team, does qualify. And as you can see, the bench does not matter. We have got more than 11 clubs if you count the players on the bench. In fact, if you count the bench, we have got, I think, 13 clubs, if you count the players on the bench as well. So we've actually got 13 clubs, alright? So the bench does not matter, just have any random Serie A bench, so you get the exactly 18 Serie A players. Now, for the lineup that we've gone for Muriel at left striker, with Balde at right striker. Left mid, we've gone for Deulofeu, with our 2 centre mids being Pellegrini and Rabiot. Pellegrini, the more attacking-minded one, with Rabiot, the more defensive. Icone as a right mid, with Haps at a left back. Luis Felipe and Tamori being our centre-back partnership, and at right-back we have gone for Di Lorenzo with Sirigu in net. Now this is honestly, it's obviously not a great lineup, but going by the requirements, we want to keep it relatively cheap for those of you at home watching, or if you're a casual player, you don't have crazily good players, then this is going to, help you. This is going to be good enough. There's no game limit, so it doesn't matter, but this is a good enough, meta enough side that can get you relatively far and get these objectives done for you lads, alright? So you're going to want to go into the game and simply play. You're going to want to get, I believe, goals with midfielders, which is your left mid, cam, centre mid, and right mid. Obviously, you've got your strikers as well. You also want to get the 12 assists. And other than that, you just want to score in separate games and get the win. So let's head into the tips, and let's head into tip number 1, which is going to be custom tactics, which is a new thing that we are adding to this for this formation, for this objective guide. We're going to start doing some custom tactics, right? Now, with attacking and with this one, we're going to go 4-4-2. We're just going to keep it 4-4-2 on attacking. We're going to turn the depth up a little bit, and we're going to go press after possession loss. The main reason is because most people do not worry with the custom tactics in this game mode or in objectives in general, which means they'll most likely still be on the default balanced, or they'll be on the default press after possession loss, constant pressure, etc. But their depth will always be on that 50, right? They don't usually change it. So you're just going to turn your depth up to 55 or 60, depending on how confident you are. And if you do press after possession loss, you may be able to catch them out. Defensive, we'll just keep that the same unless this is already default, just fast build up forward runs. You don't want to touch that. But the main reason I'm here in the objectives are today, so other than turning your depth up a little bit because you're more attacking, you'll be more attacking than your opponent, especially in this game mode. Lots of people will be doing golden goal, which we'll get into again shortly. So if you can score that first goal, then obviously this might speed up the process a little bit for you. Now, the reason we're also over here, we're going to keep it on the 4-4-2 formation. You don't have to, you can change to a more comfortable formation if you want. But once you need a score with midfielders, what you could do is you could move your Deulofeu up to striker and your Icone up to striker like this, and you can play this in game, which means obviously scoring with Deulofeu or Icone will count as a midfielder's goal, and they'll be playing striker in game, so it'll be a whole lot easier to score with, you know, a striker than a left mid or right mid, so this could help with the midfielder's goals. Now that you've got that set up, you've moved your midfielders up to striker in game. I'd personally have them both on stay central, get in behind, and stay forward. The rest of everyone else, you can just keep them on balanced cover wing. It doesn't matter. You don't have to touch anyone else because these aren't really advanced. They don't matter too much. But I'll just move your left mid and right mid up to striker, have them on stay central, get in behind, and turn that depth up a little bit. And if it's not on press after possession loss already, make sure you flick that over to press after possession loss. Your build up play will be fast build up with your chance creation as forward runs. Now, step number 2, or tip number 2, is going to be golden goal. Now, this is completely up to you. You do not have to do golden goal if you do not want to, but golden goal, if you get your assist because you need to assist 12 goals, if you could stay for a few games, but then let's say theoretically you get your 12 assists. Let's say you've got your you're getting your midfielder goals. Let's say you've got all of your assists done. You've got 4 out of 10 midfielder goals, or is it score out of 10 midfielder? I think it's score out of 10 midfielder goals, right? Something like that. We'll have to double check that in a minute. But let's say you've got your midfielder goals. Let's say you've scored in 6 out of 10 games, right? Now, for the final 4 games, what I would highly recommend doing, or 6 games, 4 games, you could do it the whole time if you wish, but it is going to be golden goal. Now, golden goal is an unspoken community rule, where if you concede first, you're going to pause and quit, and if you score first, your opponent is going to pause and quit. Now, it speeds up the process so fast, and you can get 5 or 6 games done within the time it would take to usually play 1 full game. Now, once again, this is completely up to you. You do not have to do it if you don't want to, but if you were to do golden goal, simply change your team name to golden goal, so when you load into the game and your opponents see your team, they'll also see your team name, and they'll be like, okay, sweet, this dude's going to be doing golden goal, I'll do the same thing. And the last, but most definitely not final tip, this one could help your players in game. Now, we're going to be using Footbin as an example here. I am not affiliated with them, simply using these guys as an example. Now, with Footbin, you can search up a player, whether it's on your phone, doesn't matter which phone, Samsung, whatever, as long as you have internet, you can access Footbin. So just search up Footbin, and it's basically a database website for all of the FIFA players. So for example, let's take Keita Balde, for example. You can see his price, but most importantly, which leads me into tip number 3, it is going to be chemistry styles. Now, every player you buy has a basic chemistry style on them, and as you can see, they get a few little boosts in game, depending if they're on full chemistry. If you're playing Balde in this formation, the chemistry team, the team chemistry is 100, and the player chemistry is full chem, which means he'll get all of these maximum boosts with just a basic. And as you can see, he's a 79 rated striker in game. Despite being 76 rated, he'll play an extra 3 ratings above his base rating. But the beauty of Footbin, you can test out different chemistry styles on these different cards, and it will affect how they play in game. For example, a marksman gives him a +8 shooting and a +8 dribbling and and plus 8 physical boost. And as you can see right there, he's going to perform as an 82 rated striker, which is 3 ratings more than he would have with a basic. A Hawk makes him an 80 rated striker, which is 1 rating more than it would with the 79 you get with a basic. Let's have a look at what the Hunter. A Hunter also gives him a +1 over the basic. So looking at these, I'd probably recommend chucking a marksman on him, and it will make him an 82 rated striker in game, despite him being only 76 rating. You don't have to go and buy Hunters and Shadows. In fact, I'll keep away from using Hunters and Shadows because they are very valuable and it's best to keep them in the club. But for example, I've only got 7 chem styles on me. I do not, for goalie actually, never mind. I've got 53 chemistry styles on me. Do not use Hunters or Shadows. But I've got some finishers, a marksman I can chuck on Balde, I can chuck an artist, an engine on my midfielders, and it just gives them that little extra boost in game. Now lads, that will conclude this video, and obviously hope you guys did enjoy. Hopefully this did help you out. Just to recap over it for you lads, assist 12 goals will just come naturally, score 5 goals using midfielders. I knew it wasn't score 10, but score 5 goals using midfielders, once again not in separate matches, but with the custom tactics I showed you. Turn your left mid and right mid, or not turn them into, but move them up to striker in game when you are attacking, and then you can go attacking so they move to striker in game, because obviously scoring with your striker will be a whole lot easier than scoring with your right mid and left mid, because you're in more goal scoring opportunities, right? So move your left mid and right mid up front in game. As well, obviously chemistry styles on them. I think chemistry styles are important for all your players, but if you were to just put chem styles on your midfielders and attackers, that would probably be the most important. Now the win 4 matches will come, naturally as well, and a score a goal in 10 separate matches. So as I was saying, let's say you get the 12 assists done, you get the midfielder goals done, you've won your 4 matches, and let's say you got 4 more, you're 6 out of 10 on the score in 10 separate matches, right? Let's say you need 4 more goals, you need to score 4 more goals, you need 4 more wins. That's when you want to start doing golden goal and just speed up that process towards the end. Lads, if I had to give a rough estimate on how long this will take you, it's all dependent on matchmaking and the division you are in, because this friendly game mode and all friendly game modes for that matter are skill-based matchmaking. So if you're in Elite Division, you'll be playing Elite Div, Div 1 or Div 2 players, somewhere around that area. If you're in Division 8, you'll be playing some people around maybe Div 5, Div 6, Div 7, Div 9, Div 8, right? So you'll be playing people that's a similar skill level to you. Now, honestly, if I had to take an estimate, I'd probably say an hour and a half, depending on how much people do golden goal. If you get really lucky, who knows, you could get it done within 40 minutes. Hope you guys did enjoy. It's been your boy Davis. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe for more player reviews, objective guides, all that good stuff, and make sure to check out my Davis Plays Clips channel for Twitch stream highlights. See you guys in the next one.